We're live, but the chat room can't hear us, so we don't start yet. It's just me and Leonard so far. It's Lady and the Legend, Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern. Okay, give me that. It's dangerous over there. You can't set stuff over there. Okay, so Lenny, I asked him if he wanted to blow his nose, but he said no. So if you hear him sniffing and stuff, I told him to blow his nose, but he didn't do it. Anyway, do I sound like a nag?
You are a nag.
Do I sound like a
You
big
don't sound
D-word?
like one. You are one. Okay.
I am?
Chat rooms.
Honestly, am I a nag?
Yeah.
Can you be nice?
I love you.
You love nags?
Yeah. So is that...
It's not in the sound yet. We're not in yet.
No
We're
sound.
just waiting. Say hi to the people listening on demand, Leonard.
And hi there for the people listening on demand. Nice to have you aboard. Come into the chat room. You will not regret it. Okay? Absolutely not regret it. Even Big Al is here early today. So that's a great thing.
Big Al can't hear you yet.
I know. Big Al can't hear me yet. Still on Saturday. Right? Anything change yet?
Do you want a sip of coffee, Leonard?
No, I'm done. I have this here. That'll keep me going.
Oh, wait. Did somebody put up? What did somebody put up in there? Who's that? Somebody little. Turd. It's Turd. Okay, let's go. We got to get the sound through so I can say hello to Turd Jr. Oh, that's so great. Okay, the sound is good. Let me tell him.
Okay, the sound is good, and look who's in the chat room.
Good.
Look who's in the chat room. It is the one and the only Turd Jr. There he is.
How cute.
Looking good,
okay,
kid.
it says I took my son to Comic-Con event yesterday because there was lots of Star Wars. He said there was an interesting crowd there. I bet Turd Jr. loved it.
There you go. You got to take him to the, I don't know what you got to do. You got to have him call into the show. Big Al on the prowl early today. Mitchell is here. Go find Merrill. Rotorius has been here since 3 in the morning, and now he's taken off. SM King Third, triple play, and ladies and gentlemen, coming in every day, Unholy Toledo, and we just love that. Nice to have you here. James Caplion is here. White Sack Al is here. And Leonard Donaldson has just arrived. And I'll tell you, we are rolling. And Roto Lady, good morning to you, my friend.
Good morning, Leonard. Is that a soccer shirt the little turd has on? Or what kind of shirt is that? I can't tell, but anyway, he's a cutie. We love the photos of the family, so keep on sending them. Now,
Okay.
I already discussed this yesterday.
Yes, you did yesterday, but not everybody was listening, so briefly...
Saturday is Trevor Bauer Day.
Okay, wrap it up. Okay, just Trevor Bauer's playing in Japan and Mexico, and since 37 games since being suspended, 20-4, 232 innings, 269 strikeouts, a 2.21 ERA. His last game he struck out 19 and 8 2/3 innings. And look, I don't want to get into it. I'm just passing along that information, but it seems
when
nuts.
you say you don't want to get into it, you're just like the rest of the weaklings in the world, too scared to say anything because somebody might give you...
I agree with you. I think I think the Houston Astros. Now, here's the deal. A team in contention, hard to get Trevor Bauer, but a team that could be in contention... That's
For what
the
reason?
team.
The guy served his suspension. If you're that pissed off over Trevor Bauer,
because
then go
it's
pound
about
sand.
the fans. You bring on Trevor Bauer.
He's got more fans believe me, there's more people that appreciate what he does pitching than crying about some crap that isn't even true.
You're subject to a ton of criticism if you bring Bauer on when you're in contention and you fall out of contention.
Do you know why these people do this?
Let me finish, however. If you're not in contention but close...
Please try not to scream at me.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize to
Go ahead. I should have let you finish. Go ahead.
Yes. But if you're like the Astros, you're not in contention yet, but you're not far, you bring on Trevor Bauer because he'll put you in the mix, okay?
Do you know
There
why
you go.
people go out and try to get other people canceled and ruin their lives and stuff like that? It's because they get away with it. It's because it works. And honestly, anybody that bows down to this crap, they're just not even worthy, dude, of being a baseball manager, owner, or anybody. You can't let this small group of whining, crybaby, angry, wokester dickheads to dictate what the moves that you make. And every time these people bow down to the woke mob, then they're encouraged, okay? And they're enabled to do it more. And that's why you will never find me bowing down to the woke mob.
So,
never.
Do you have to be a dickhead to be a dictator?
Probably.
Oh, I don't even think you got that one.
I do. I get it. But I
but
think
okay.
it's probably true. All right. So anyway, moving on from
Tommy
that.
Johnston is here. Leonard Donna. Laura has arrived. Good morning, Laura. Bobby Kleinow is
Yay,
here.
the Kleinhaus.
Look, we're doing good.
Wait. I saw little Noah sliding down a slide. It looked like he hurt his wrist or something.
No,
little Noah.
He's okay.
All right. So we love the Kleinhaus. Great to see you.
And, I predicted that the Yankees would not make the playoffs, and they'd finish at the bottom of the American League East. And you know something?
Yeah.
So far, I don't look too good with that. But I am not backing off because people don't seem to realize the Yankees have a losing record against good teams like the Orioles and the Dodgers. The Yankees are not. The Yankees are on a run. Every year, teams and players have their moment, and the Yankees are going to fall back. And one of the reasons is because of Giancarlo Stanton.
So the Yankees have a losing record against good teams, and that's true, and I will say this, I know Eddie goes to church on Sundays, but the Baltimore Orioles now have a better run differential than anybody in the league besides the Dodgers, so I should say every team in the American League, including the Yankees. And last week, I like to keep you updated on the run differential and the teams with a run differential above 100. There's currently 5 teams. Last week when we talked, there was only 3 teams, but the Baltimore Orioles run differential is 118. The Yankees, I tend to agree with you that they're going to fall apart, especially
fall apart.
Since I see the Yankees Twitter people talking about how crappy Cashman is and how if he doesn't do anything, they're going to...
Yep.
So I could tell how the Yankees are doing this week based on the anger of the fans. And it's kind of cool. I mean, I've learned to love the Yankee fans. I used to not like them. But Giancarlo Stanton left the game yesterday, and he's actually been pretty good so far this season. So he's got tightness in his hamstring, and Aaron Boone says that he's going to miss some days.
Yep.
He's hopeful that the injury isn't significant, but he's still expecting Stanton to miss some times. He'll have an MRI today. Now, Trent Grisham entered the game for Stanton and could be in line for more at-bats while he's sidelined.
That's a big drop. A big, huge drop.
Yeah, I mean,
Stanton and Judge, if both of them go down, the Yankees are in the tank.
Or Soto.
Well, it's not. Judge is also hurt. So if Stanton and Judge, if their injuries get any worse, forcing them both to miss time, the Yankees will tumble.
Stanton has 18 homers already on the season, so he has been a big help as to why the New York Yankees are doing so good. Now, if you look at what RotoWire says, which is that Trent Grisham is going to come in and take over. I don't know how, since he doesn't play Stanton's position. I know they could rotate people around in the outfield, but Trent Grisham is batting .113 with 4 home runs on the season. And also another guy that could be in line for some playing time, in my opinion, nobody said this, so I just made it up, Oswaldo Cabrera. He has 5 home runs and 2 stolen bases on the season.
Yeah, he'll get playing time, and don't forget, and DJ LeMahieu, no extra base hits this year in 62 at-bats. I'm telling you, the Yankees, I don't even know how they're doing it, but they are. All I know is Zelmo is doing it.
Hello to Shay. Good morning to Shay.
Tommy Johnston is here. Boston Paul.
You little cutie.
Hiding in there as a guest.
We love the Kleinow family, including the little beautiful Shay
Yep.
Okay, we got Shay, Teddy Ray, and Noah Jack. And we're waiting for another one. So let's go, Bobby Kleidel.
Okay.
More kids, please.
There you go. Now, here's an interesting fact that after yesterday, the Angels played 27% of their remaining games against, ready?
Yeah.
Oakland, Colorado, and the White Sox. Three of the worst teams in baseball.
Well, they're one of the worst teams in baseball, too. So
What, the
I don't
Angels?
know. Yes.
You know what?
I mean, how does it matter when the Angels are playing?
Yeah, because
the
Mike Trout, it's unbelievable how they don't trade Mike Trout. I mean, he's the best player, and he was anyway. And the guy is just on a terrible team.
Yes, but he's raising a family in California. He's doing fine.
He's doing.
Here's the thing. Let's talk about what Turd posted. John Anderson is a great follow on X. His name is @JONPGH, John Anderson on X. He posted the recent bat speed changes, and the biggest decliners are Juan Soto. The top of the list is Juan Soto. So that's another big red flag for the Yankees team. And there's other ones on the list, but you have to be in the chat room to see it. And the guys who are increasing their bat speed the most are Ketel Marte, Eugenio Suarez, Nick Castellanos, and Macho Man Manny.
There you go. You know, so many people, and it was publicized during the week that Max Scherzer, who's got a bad back and a bad thumb, was supposed to pitch yesterday, but he didn't. So he'll return from the 60-day injured list to start today. That's been reported. He's completing his recovery from off-season back surgery, in addition to moving past the thumb and forearm injuries. But he was supposed to make his debut yesterday, but he elected to push Scherzer back another day, opting to go for John Gray, who pitched a great game.
Max Scherzer, he's going to return from the 60-day injured list to start today in the series finale.
I just said that.
Okay. I wasn't listening. I was reading the chat room. I'm sorry.
It's nice for you to listen.
I apologize.
To your partner.
Okay.
Right.
But what else did we say about Scherzer? Did you say all this stuff? There's lots to say.
Well, Scherzer went 4-2 of 8 regular season starts with the Rangers with a 3.2 ERA. Anyway, Max Scherzer.
What happened was he was supposed to come back yesterday, but now they'll push Dane Dunning to pitch tomorrow against the Brewers.
Okay.
Because yesterday they went with John Gray. Today they're going with Scherzer.
Yes.
And the Astros...
I'm going with John Garofalo today.
Hello to John Garofalo. Good to see you. No, James K., the blue guy.
Right. Now, everybody pay attention. I'm giving out the phone number, okay? 631-406-7141. There's nothing going on today. It's raining in New York. It'll be that way.
Are you lonely, Leonard?
I am absolutely lonely.
I don't know how you could be lonely with me around every second of the day.
Not with you around, but without the phone calls, I'm lonely.
Okay.
The
Astros lead baseball with a 261 batting average.
No kidding.
15 years ago, the league batting average was 262.
And the Astros lead with a 261?
Yes, the whole league.
You got to be kidding me.
It's true. The batting average.
What a change in baseball.
Yes, well.
I mean, big change, but we'll see what happens.
Quit burping.
They know yours already, okay? Now, Grayson Rodriguez, people thought, and all you Baltimore guys out there, we think that Grayson Rodriguez is a stud, but, he may be mediocre. Look at his numbers. I was looking at him the other day.
He's pretty average.
36 games, 197, and he's got a 4.1 ERA, a 1.3 whip, and all mediocre. What do you think about Jason Rodriguez, and how much will you pay for him next year?
Guess Boston Paul thinks it's friggin' gross that I burp. Everybody burps. I don't think it's friggin' gross, okay? You should hear me farting.
Stop it! That's uncalled for.
I know it is, but who cares?
Okay.
All right, the Detroit Tigers, they've only scored 1.3 runs of support this year for Reese Olson for every 27 outs he's recorded, okay?
Well, I asked you a question first.
What is it?
About Jason.
Oh, Grayson.
Yeah, Grayson Rodriguez. Bobby Kleinow says good morning.
Yes,
There
Bobby
he is.
Kleinow and Shay are listening
Yes,
today.
okay, go ahead.
The Grayson Rodriguez is mediocre. In 36 games, he's pitched 197 and a third innings, so that's one full season. He's got a 4.15 ERA. His whip is way out of control at 1.32. He does have 214 strikeouts, but his opponent's OPS is 728.
All right.
Now we're moving on to Reese Olson, who has this guy is a great pitcher.
And nobody knows about him.
And he's getting no run support, which makes his record 1-8. The guy's record is 1-8. If you're in a points league and you lose points for losses, this guy's ERA of 3.39 with a great whip of 1.23 and 69 strikeouts is not helping you. You're losing every time he goes out there because the Tigers, they've scored 1.3 runs for every 27 outs he's recorded, which is 9 innings. So every 9 innings, they score 1 run for him. And that's horrible. Now, if you, on the other side of the coin, you got Hunter Green. They are averaging .008, which is 1/10 of a run.
And that's his team, the Reds.
1/10 of a run.
He's getting no support. So,
but he's still 5-2 with a 3.35 ERA, 98 strikeouts. You know that guy throws gas.
Yep. I
have gas.
Okay, forget it. Stop it. The chat room is leaving because Malpal just showed up.
Is somebody leaving because of my gas?
Yeah, I think
Hello,
so.
Laura. Hello to Malpal. Tina's here now, too.
Okay, good.
She won't leave because of my burping. Okay.
Can you? John Garofalo asked a question. Can you do? All right, never mind. Okay,
what?
Never mind.
What?
All right, never. Now the 20 hardest hit baseballs.
Don't encourage me, John.
By a Los Angeles Dodger were all hit by Shohei Ohtani. Is that a surprise?
Boston Paul, your typing is extra bad today. Okay, it's extra bad.
Okay, so is that a surprise?
With what?
That the 20 hardest hit balls by the Dodgers were all hit by Ohtani?
No, it's not a surprise. Although it kind of is if you consider the rest of the people on their team, which is...
Go ahead.
Which is Mookie, Freddie Freeman.
Right.
I mean, they have a great team of hitters. So, yeah, it is surprising to know that the 20 hardest hit balls by a Dodger this year are all hit by Ohtani. Now,
and he homered for the third straight time as the Dodgers took Game 2 of the Freeway Series. 460 June at-bats during his entire career. This is in the month of June only.
Yeah, he's the new Kyle Schwarber in June.
He hit 52. He's hit 52 home runs
in the month of June.
460 at bats. So,
and also, Ohtani is the only player in the last 25 years to have multiple hits, multiple walks, and multiple RBIs in a game, while the rest of his team didn't draw a single walk or drive in a single run.
Okay, Dad's the premier was here, and he's gone. So come on back there, Daddy boy.
Do you think we offended him?
I don't know if we offended him.
Yes, Leonard Donaldson brings up the fact that Reese Olson has 6 quality starts. And thank goodness that your head-to-head points league uses that instead of wins. And I sure hope you don't get any points taken off for losses because, like I said, he's 1-8 or something like that.
Okay.
So, you like Jameson Taillon now?
Yes, I do. I've liked him for a while, but he has kind of faded a little bit.
Talk about mediocre, okay?
Well, he's supposed to be better than mediocre. And he has, look, in his last 5 starts, he's got 4 quality starts. So, just the other night, 7 innings, 1 run, no walks, 10 strikeouts.
That's 6 hits.
Okay, so... he was excellent on Saturday.
Yeah, it only took him 93 pitches to get through 7 innings and 10 season high, 10 strikeouts. Okay.
And the only thing he gave up was a Francisco Alvarez 5th inning home run. But I got to tell you,
he's 32 years old.
Francisco Alvarez.
He's going to start against the Giants next week.
Yeah, Francisco Alvarez is really turning into a good player, but we'll get to that.
We're going to talk about Glass now in a minute.
Yeah, but anyway, he generated 15 swinging strikes on 93 pitches, 10 strikeouts, and I'll tell you something, Taillon logged 3 consecutive quality starts. He's 32 years old. And like you said, he goes against who?
The Giants.
The Giants, okay.
So the Mets are telling us that Starling Marte indeed left the game with right knee soreness.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And the Mets coming up to a decision-making where they have to decide if they should make some trades or, I mean, it's very hard. But they have some good minor league pitchers, so they can take one of those or two of those and trade one of their frontline pitchers. And I don't think it'll hurt them. So let's see what happens, okay?
So you just talked to about Kershaw?
No, I didn't.
Kershaw's been sidelined for the whole season. As you know, he went under shoulder surgery in the offseason, but he did begin a rehab assignment. He's eyeing a potential return sometime next month in July. That rehab assignment has already hit a couple snags. As manager Dave Roberts told reporters, he's felt a little bit of soreness in the aftermath of his rehab start for the High A affiliate earlier this week, but he's trying to come back, so there you go.
There's nothing worse than doing a radio show and having your back itch.
I'm sitting right next to you.
Right near my shoulder.
You told me that was a waste yesterday.
Okay, that's good. What do you think of Ellie De La Cruz?
I love him.
Is he the...
How can you not love him?
Well, I don't know. He was called down on strikes for the 7th time this year.
Yes, he doesn't
and he
swing.
swings and pitches out of the zone. And he's second in all of baseball in swinging the pitches out of
No, he's second in striking out, swinging at pitches outside the zone.
31 called strikes on pitches out of the zone.
He likes to hit.
Well, I'll tell you what, 31 calls. He's getting some bad calls by the umpire. So,
yes, sir.
Ellie De La Cruz.
What about Santander? So between Ohtani and Santander, I would say that Schwarber has been replaced as the home run king of June.
Yeah,
what is wrong with you?
I don't know. Go to the right, higher, as we're doing a back scratch on the. All right, there you go. Yeah, Santander's very interesting. Many people don't realize that this guy is really good. And if Eddie Heckman was in the chat room... He's at church. He would tell you how good he is, right? Because Santander hit, his 11th home run in June.
Yes.
The Orioles leading 123rd home run this season.
Yeah, so Santander went 3 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBIs on Friday. And then, the Baltimore Orioles scored 7 runs in the 8th inning, so that's what happened. And like Lenny said, the Orioles lead the entire league with 123 home runs, and the Yankees better be watching out because here come the Orioles, I'll tell you that.
Well, he entered June with 9 homers, but he's caught fire. He's
hit 11 this month.
11 this month.
So he has, if you add those two together, you get 20.
And 6 of his 11 home runs have come in the last 7 games. He's now hitting .237. He's got 34 extra base hits and 51 RBIs. I like him a lot.
Okay, right? Malpal.
Malpal's boy is here. There you go. I'm sorry.
God, you're annoying.
Right there. Don't talk to God and tell him I'm annoying. That's good. Right there. Okay.
Marlins placed Malpal's favorite pitcher, Luzardo, on the injured list for the 2nd time this season, and of course there's still tons of future potential with him. He can pitch at the front of the rotation when he's healthy, but because of this injury, it's hard to imagine him getting traded next month. Probably better, right? And according to Schumacher, which is the manager of the Marlins, is he even a Marlin anymore?
Who?
Is Luzardo a Marlin?
Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks with the lumbar stress reaction. 4 to 6 weeks for your boy Luzardo.
Now, Big Al says that Ellie. Not Eloy. Ellie is a 1st-round pick next year. What do you think?
He was a 1st-round pick this year, and
you
look at all the people that were drafted ahead of him, and I definitely stayed away from him because he did not show great plate discipline, but he has improved that a lot, and I give him all the credit that he deserves. But if you look at the people that were drafted ahead of Ellie, you got Acuna out for the season, Corbin Carroll having a horrible season, Mookie Betts, and who else was even drafted before Ellie? I mean, well, you got Jose Ramirez was probably, maybe he wasn't
Jose
even up
Ramirez.
there.
Are you kidding? He was the number one pick in some drafts.
Not this year, Leonard.
Yes,
You're
this
like
year.
5 years late.
No,
okay?
no. He was a number one pick, and he may be.
He didn't.
He'll be a top pick again this year. Okay.
Anyway, Ellie's paying off nicely for those that took a chance on him. He was a high-risk, high-reward situation. So, Bailey Ober might be the best start of his entire life, dude.
Bailey Ober?
He maxed out yesterday.
Well, let me see. Does anybody have Bailey Ober on their fantasy baseball team? Anybody, okay? Why wouldn't the Giants trade Duvall for a young pitcher?
Because Duvall isn't worth it.
Well, first of all, who says they're not? Okay, that's a possibility. Go ahead. You're talking about Ober?
Ober, 9 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts, 23 whiffs, and a 42 CSW percent in 89 pitches. It was a once-in-a-lifetime performance, okay? 89 pitches to polish off the first complete game of his career.
23 whiffs.
70 of those 89 pitches were strikes. That's huge.
Yep.
He did give up a pair of solo homers. It was the third time through 15 starts that he's allowed multiple home runs, but they didn't hurt much because Minnesota's offense put up 10 runs, and you wouldn't know by his ERA because it's actually 4.5 with the one. His whip is better than his ERA, 1.11. 83 strikeouts and 20 walks and 82 innings so far this season. So there you go. Chris from Cambridge is here, and he would like to say happy 66th birthday to Marty Barrett. Do you remember him?
Barrett. He was a Boston Red Sox infielder, right?
All right.
Chris from Cambridge, am I right?
Yep.
Yes, I am. Now,
Bryce Harper, who I love.
Yeah, but people are not talking, Bryce Harper has been like a forgotten man.
Not to me, dude.
He's just done great.
He's having a great season.
Mitchell's back. There you go. Nice to see you. He's on pace for 38 homers. Not bad. 100 runs, 100 walks, 100 RBIs, and he's playing Gold Glove at first base.
Yeah, it's the best he's ever been for the Phillies, including his 2021 MVP season. He went 4 for 5 with a home run yesterday. He's batting .324 with 15 homers in his last 56 games.
And he's doing it very quietly. Nobody's even talking about Bryce Harper. Nobody.
I love Bryce Harper, so there. And Mitchell Hartson says he has Bailey Ober, and he nearly dropped him 2 weeks ago. He was considering dropping him and Cutter Crawford after 4 bad starts, but he's happy he stayed with both of these guys.
Way to go, Mitchell. Nice going.
What about Glass now? With the Dodgers. 100 innings pitched, 135 K. He leads all of baseball with a .288 ERA and a .87 whip.
But he never avoids injuries.
Right.
Okay? He looks brilliant.
He is unhittable when he's healthy. We know that, but I can't guarantee anything.
Right. But he looks that good. But his command, he has some trouble with command. He struggles with fastball location. And when he does, the opponents jump all over him.
Look at his stats. How can you say all those stats and then in the same paragraph say that he struggles with command and the hitters get all over?
I'm talking about for his career. That's what's happened. Well, right now, as you said, 100 innings. I mean, he's doing very good.
The most innings he ever had was, and this is from Mitch Hartson, so good tidbit. Yeah. The most innings he's ever had is 120 in a season, and he's already at 100 innings now.
Oh, boy. That's a great tip by Mitchell Hartson. Nice going, Mitchell.
Good job, Mitch. So Jared Jones, owners, you can give yourself a sigh of relief. He looked great yesterday. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, 14 whiffs, and 33% CSW.
He was, do you remember when he first came up? He was a potential closer of the future. What are you waving at him?
It's too damn hot.
All right, I'm sorry.
Let me turn the air on.
Turn the air on. We don't have the air on. It's 150 degrees outside, and she shuts the air off, okay? So Jones, he was a closer of the future in Pittsburgh. But he throws so many strikes, and he's good. He's a pitcher. He knows how to pitch. So he's projected as a high strikeout.
He knows how to pitch. Well, that's
He
good.
does.
He's in the Major League Baseball, so I sure hope he knows how to
Well,
pitch.
you know what I mean. I mean, he knows how to pitch in terms of knowing how to pitch.
This guy is overrated, though.
Well,
he does strike out a lot of batters, but he's overrated right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Is Francisco Alvarez overrated? The Mets
what
catcher.
did he do?
Well, we talked about him before. He had a home run, back-to-back games with a home run. He now has a 5-game hitting streak. He's probably the National League's best catcher right now.
Unholy says that Mickey Lolich,
Yeah, Lolich.
he pitched 374 innings in a season once.
That's right, Mickey
Good
Lolich.
grief. How many complete games is that?
Mickey Lolich, the lefty.
I mean, if you think about it, if you divide that by 9, okay?
He pitched for the Detroit Tigers, and I'll tell you something. And he was not even in great. Well, he didn't look like he was a heavy-set guy.
Some
But
fatties
what
are
a
better.
pitcher! What a pitcher Mickey Lolich was.
Okay, well,
Okay.
so we got Francisco Alvarez getting it done, and
That's
the Mets
right.
are getting it done, which makes me so happy.
Yes, sir.
Do you still think they're the bottom of the rubble pile?
I don't think the Mets are any good.
I do.
I think the Yankees are terrible, and I don't think the Mets are as bad as the Yankees. How
Really?
about that? I think the Yankees are going to finish lower than the Mets.
Oh,
And it's
great.
hard, it's hard to compare.
I better prepare my mental state for Yankees
That's
Twitter
right.
because these people get real ticked off,
It's
dude.
pretty tough in New York. And, of course, the Angels announced that Sandoval has been placed on the injured list with an elbow strain. He was a pretty good pitcher, but Julio Zuniga was recalled from AAA. I don't know. We're not sure how severe the Sandoval injury is yet, but he's going to miss his next 2 weeks of action, okay? Sandoval. Wyatt Langford in a grand slam, and Wyatt Langford.
We love him.
I don't know. How much are you paying for Wyatt Langford next year? He's hitting .313 in June. He's a little up and a little down. He's a little inconsistent, but when he's on and he steals bases and he hits those homers and he's hitting .313 in June, what are you paying for
Did
him
you
next
skip
year?
Patrick Sandoval?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I'm
Langford-
talking to Paul, Boston Paul.
Okay.
He's sending me messages.
Langford, in my opinion, is a $23 player. What do you think?
I like Wyatt Langford a lot.
Okay.
So, and Turd, what do you think about Wyatt Langford? This guy is the biggest Wyatt Langford supporter, and
Oh,
I'm
yes,
with
he
him.
is?
And yes, his stats don't look very flashy, but he's only 22, and he's showing great plate discipline, and he did hit a grand slam. He's batting .313 this month, and you better believe it because he's about to just go crazy. Everybody went crazy for Wyatt Langford, and he
Wyatt
started off a little slow, but not really.
Dirty Eck is here. Did you see that? Dirty Eck. Good morning, Dirty Eck. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, Dirty Eck.
No, sorry to me, Leonard.
All right. No, look, I just noticed Dirty Eck, and he's a long-time favorite of this show, and we love him. So there
Well,
you
you
go.
missed all of our Met stuff that we were talking
All right,
about.
go ahead. So keep talking.
Anyway, Wyatt Langford, here we go. Let's go.
Okay.
LFG.
What? What does that
LFG.
mean? LFG.
You're going to have to Google it because I can't, because Shay Kleinow is here and I can't say that.
Oh, Heimer Candelario in his last month batting .309, 9 homers, 19 RBIs, 13 runs. He went 2 for 4 with two solo home runs on Friday in the win over Boston. He has some tendonitis in the back of his right knee, but he was ready to go Friday. The knee did not cool off his score. His unbelievable bat. But he's homered the first 2 plate appearances. His second 2-home run game of the month. I got to tell you, he's batting about .350 in the month of June, and we'll see what happens. And now it's time to say another reason the Yankees are going down.
Aaron Judge's, I don't know how you could say that the Yankees are going down, and I'm about to tell you that Aaron Judge hit his 28th homer and snapped their losing skid.
That's right.
So
The team cannot rely on Aaron Judge alone. Like I said, LeMahieu, no extra base. There's nobody else. Nobody. So Judge, 28th home run. It's unbelievable. Now, Royce Lewis has played 86 games. The only active player with more home runs in his last 86 games is Aaron Judge. How good is Royce Lewis? Wow. That's pretty incredible. So, and now I want to talk about a player that I never knew. I really didn't, like I say, and I'm very candid with everybody. I study baseball every single day. And yet there are players that I'm just not that familiar with. And Cleveland has a rookie, Daniel Sneeman, I believe. Daniel Sneeman hit his second home run yesterday. He's 27 years old. And I'll tell you something. He's hit both home runs this season over the last 5 games. He's 26. He's finding his way into the lineup. He plays all different positions, but he's primarily seen in center field and third base. But he's a player that you got to know about.
Shortstop,
okay?
second, third,
Yep,
left, center, right. Okay, second home run. He's got a 990 OPS through his first 14 games.
Right,
he is 27. He's not a kid.
No.
He went 1 for 4 with a solo homer.
But if you need a pickup, he may be available. SCHNEEMANN. That's
Jeez,
Daniel.
what a name! How many letters is this guy?
I don't know. I'm going to put his name in the chat room.
Okay, well, he hit both of his homers this season over his last 5 games. He's 26 years old. He's batting .297 with a 990 OPS and 45 plate appearances since he was called up on June 2nd. He's mostly seen time in center field and at third base and shortstop. He's defensive versatile, so that's what keeps getting him into the games. That's it.
Data Premier has returned. Okay, good morning.
I'm glad you came back.
He came back. Where'd you go? Don't leave us. Mitchell Arston is back. Don't leave us. Okay, we got to get triple play back. Somebody get triple play.
Okay, so if you consider both the Astros and the Marlins have entire rotations on the injured list.
Oh, that is nuts. Are you sure? Do the
Astros really have that many on the injured list?
Do they have that many on the
yes,
injured
look.
list? Well,
Yes, they're all full. Okay, look at the Marlins with Ryan Weathers, Sixto Sanchez, Yuri Perez, Jesus Luzardo, Edward Cabrera, and Sandy Alcantara.
And they're all on the injured list.
And you look at the Houston Astros with Jake Bloss, Luis Garcia, Christian Javier, Lance McCullers, Jose Urquidy, and Verlander all out on the injured list.
That's incredible.
One of these teams needs to sign Bauer.
Yes, that's true.
The Marlins.
Why wouldn't any one of these teams sign Bauer when they have so many injured pitchers? That's a good point.
Tour brings up that Noelvi Marte is eligible to come back on Thursday. He hasn't been great in his rehab, but he was very good last year. But we'll see how he plays without the drugs, right? Because didn't he get busted for...
Love you guys in the chat room. You're keeping us alive. Big
Tommy
Al,
Johnson,
Big
triple
Al,
play.
Let me one at a time. Bobby Kleinout, that's a premier. Daniel Ferrara, Dirty Eck, James Caplion, John Garofalo, Donaldson, Laura, Leonard Donaldson, that is, Laura, Malpal, Mitchell Larson, Get Merrill, Rotorius, SM King Turd, Tommy Johnson. Triple play is back. Unholy Toledo, White Sox, Alan Zelmo, and Boston
And the Hulkster.
Paul.
The
Wow.
Hulkster. Daniel Ferrara, the Hulkster.
I said Daniel Ferrara.
But you didn't call him a Hulkster.
He's not. He's the Hulkster?
Yes, he is.
I did not know that. All right, go ahead.
Jackson Merrill, 10th homer of the
Wow.
season. It was demolished yesterday. Okay. He's only hit 3 home runs in his first 68 games, but he's 6'3", lefty, shortstop. He split his age 20 season between high A and double A. Now he's in the majors. He's got a 12% strikeout rate, and that's really exceptional for a prospect of his caliber who was very young for his levels. He made it through the minors, and he is still very young. but his hit tool can be pretty special. He also could grow into some pretty good power, okay? This kid has a lot of power potential, and he doesn't have the lefty-righty splits, so his plate discipline is very good for his age. He's got 7 homers, 13 RBIs, 2 stolen bases, and a 940 OPS in the month of June.
How about that?
He's 21 years old.
I got to tell you,
and now that Imanaga is struggling.
Wow. All right, go ahead. Now that Imanaga is struggling,
Jackson Merrill could be the Rookie of the Year for sure in the National League. Okay,
that's a good one.
Just go ahead.
No, because look, Anoli Toledo mentioned the name of one of my favorite people. Great for a sleeper hold, and he was a heavyweight champion. Nick Bockwinkel. Does anybody in the chat room know who Nick Bockwinkel was?
What does he mean by cerebral in his interviews?
In other words, as a wrestler, he was very
mellow,
bright.
Oh, he was.
Okay, he was too smart to be a wrestler. Nick Bockwinkel. He wrestled only briefly on the East Coast, but I got to tell you, Nick Bockwinkel probably appeared on more wrestling magazine covers than just about anybody.
What about Bobby Heenan and his politically incorrect comments in his interviews?
Oh, Bobby the Brain? Yeah, okay, good.
I love politically incorrect, okay?
Drew Thorpe, best start of his career. He didn't have great command. His changeup was amazing. All right? He really got the Tigers off base. A lot of weak contact, earned the win against Detroit. 2 hits, 4 walks. Best start of his career, getting his first win. He leaned on that changeup. He threw it, about 40 times, 10 swinging strikes. So, again, Thorpe, White Sox, if you have a chance. He's got a home matchup with Atlanta next week. He looked totally dominant.
It was the best start of his career, and it was his first win.
That's right. So if you like, you need a pitcher, Thorpe's available. Take a shot, okay?
Alec Burleson went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs, a single, 5 RBIs, and stole a base. Both of his homers were over 104 miles an hour exit velocity. Okay? So it was the first 2-homer game of his major league career, and he now has 6 multi-hit efforts and 7 home runs in June. The 25-year-old has been a steady source of production this season, batting .281 with 12 homers, 30 RBIs, and 3 steals over 235 at-bats.
And
Jordan Romano can go pound sand.
Yeah, he pounds sand. He was an important closer at the beginning of the year.
Good grief, he's the only closer in one of my leagues.
Really?
But I drafted a whole bunch of potential closers, including Kevin Ginkel and Kinley and all these guys. And all these guys that I drafted as potential closers have gotten me 5 times with this fool. His progression has been paused now because he has elbow soreness, okay, according to Blue Jays manager John Schneider. He was supposed to pitch off a mound yesterday for the first time since he was placed on the 15-day injured list on June 1st, but now the plan's been temporarily set aside. This guy's had elbow discomfort for all season long. He's already had 2 injured list trips, and he's got a 6.59 ERA in just 13 2/3 innings. Big bunch of bulldinky and poppycock.
I asked the chat room.
You got Romano and Yemi.
Holy mackerel.
Can I just finish what I'm saying?
Yes, you can. Go ahead. I apologize.
You got Romano and Yemi Garcia injured for the Blue Jays. Eric Swanson is at AAA trying to get on track because he had a 9.22 ERA in his first 13 innings. So who's the closer in Toronto?
I have no idea.
Bulldinky is.
Yemi Garcia.
Now, what is it that you said you were posing to the chat room?
I asked the chat room earlier in the week, as baseball winds down, should I add another sport to the podcast?
No.
And somebody said wrestling.
Well, we talked that anyway.
I'm looking in the chat room now, and that's what it's all about, wrestling.
Yes,
okay?
We have a lot of wrestling fans.
George Springer's not done. He may be 34, but he's not done. I would buy absolutely Boston Paul. I would, Leonard Donaldson drop
See, they
Springer.
have a league named Farts.
Stop it.
They have a league name for
Oh,
it.
terrific.
What's
Okay.
wrong with that, Leonard?
Nothing. We don't talk about that here, but I will tell you, Barry Windham, Bobby Duncan. Yeah, I'll start talking about wrestling. Not today's wrestling, because I don't know it. But yeah, Bobby Windham, I remember the whole thing. Of course, the Bruno days and all that stuff. You talked about Jose Ramirez.
Chad Green is the Jays closer. Thank you, Bobby Kleinow.
Thank you. But you talked about Jose. Yeah, he's got 19 homers.
67 RBIs already.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
14 stolen bases.
He's a first-round pick.
He went 1 for 4 with a 2-run homer yesterday. Finally, this ridiculous Blue Jays won. He's gone 8 for 33 with a 242 batting average over his last 8 games. But he's made up for his quieter bat by adding 4 stolen bases in that span.
Right.
He's still batting .271, which is huge. .330 on-base percentage with 19 homers, 67 RBIs, 56 runs, and 14 steals. So, yes, he's putting up great numbers.
Have you ever drafted Miguel Sano?
Yes, too many times. But that, I mean, not lately, dude.
Well, they don't have a place. Ron Washington says he's healthy.
But they don't have a place for him?
They don't have a place for him.
Give me a break.
And finally, Emmanuel Clase. What a year. 1.83
That's
ERA.
his career.
Yeah.
He's got a 1.83 ERA on his career.
That's crazy.
He did strike out 1 in a perfect inning to earn the save yesterday. So he retired the side on 15 pitches. It was his 23rd save of the season. He's pitched 4 perfect innings over the last 4 appearances after he struggled a little bit, giving up runs in back-to-back outings June 9th and 11th.
Tommy Johnson heading to church.
Okay, have a great time at
Have a
church.
good time.
Thanks for stopping in.
Thank
you,
Tommy Johnson.
We love it.
So anyway, that's the story. I think we're done.
It. That's all we got.
Anything you want to say to me as a person?
I love you, Leonard.
Love you too. How about that one? Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. 631-406-7141. If you have a question about your team, a trade, a pickup, whatever it is, we are here today. And we thank you all. We love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.